Number 12.
Mr. Supervisor, if I may. Whereas prior to the year 2001, the town of Cicero had a zoning classification known as General Commercial Plus, which allowed for a mix of commercial and light industrial uses, but that zoning classification was eliminated. And whereas prior to 2001, the Hancock Air Park was zoned General Commercial Plus, but is currently zoned General Commercial and Industrial. And whereas the town adopted a local law that again created a General Commercial Plus zoning classification on September 10th, 2007, and whereas the town's intent in adopting the General Commercial Plus zone was to apply that zone to the Hancock Air Park, such that the Hancock Air Park would return to the manner in which it was originally zoned. And whereas the representative of the Metropolitan Development Association of Syracuse and Central New York stated that rezoning the Hancock Air Park to General Commercial Plus would make the air park more marketable, which would further the MDA and the town's goals of developing the air park. And whereas the town referred the matter to the County Planning Board, and the County Planning Board recommended that the town update the existing traffic study for the Hancock Air Park, and whereas the existing traffic study was completed in 2000 when the air park was zoned General Commercial Plus and anticipated a full build-out of the air park, and whereas the town has received a letter from the Onondaga County Department of Transportation indicating that the 2000 traffic study is sufficient for review purposes, and whereas the town board has had a copy of the proposed determination under SEQR, as well as information supporting the proposed SEQR determination since October 3rd, 2007, and whereas the town board held a public hearing on October 10th, 2007, but because some board members were not prepared to vote, the town board did not act on the SEQR determination or the local law, and whereas the town board members have now had more than enough time to review the proposed SEQR determination and the supporting documentation, and whereas it is in the best interest of the town to move forward with the proposed rezoning of the Hancock Air Park, therefore, I move that we issue a negative declaration under SEQR as presented to the board, and that the negative declaration shall be included in the full in the town board minutes. That's my motion.
Second.
Ms. Zambrano?
I heard everything that Mr. Ryback said, but I have information from the planning board, despite what our town engineer said, that the county has wanted a traffic study for Taft Road. Is that correct or not correct? Since the last traffic study on Taft Road was in East Taft Road was in the year 2000, correct?
Yes.
There are planning board members that advise me that the county wants a new traffic study.
Taft Road traffic study is different than the traffic study that I think Mr. Ryback is referring to. Mr. Ryback is referring to the traffic study that was for the Hancock Air Park that was done in 2000, and the town did get, I guess I'd call it an update letter from the county stating that the traffic study conducted in 2000 for the air park essentially still holds true and has sufficient information. I think traffic studies relating to Taft Road in general are a separate issue than the traffic study for the air park.
Can you explain that? What is that traffic study for then? The traffic study for Taft Road.
I missed part of that conversation because I was reading this, but the thing I can tell you is that the traffic study that is required is needed by the county because they have the jurisdiction over Taft Road, okay? And the traffic study that Heather was referring to is the study that was done when the original preliminary plan was presented. Now, I think from the last meeting, the confusion that came up is that I referred, and I refer to it again, from a September 12th letter from the Department of Transportation to Mr. Leone, Chairman of the Planning Board, then, and I will read it into the minutes. Dear Mr. Leone, upon review of the reference proposal, we find that the full traffic study for the Hancock Air Park will be sufficient. This proposal will not significantly impact the level of service at the involved intersections on Taft Road, County Route number 19. Sincerely yours, James E. Stelter, Civil Engineer 2, with the County Department of Transportation. And I think the issue was, Councilor Zambrano, is the fact that you may have had a concern because of the resolution from the County Planning Board that says that the applicant must update the existing traffic study to meet the Onondaga County Department of Transportation requirements and submit it to the Onondaga County Department of Transportation for approval. The applicant must complete any mitigation required by this department. That resolution was dated the 2nd of October. Unfortunately, it appears the two agencies did not communicate because the town has the sign-off from the County Department of Transportation, which is the board is the agency that has the jurisdiction on that road.
You know, I understand all of that, but did not Ms. Cole just say when she spoke that there was another Taft Road traffic study?
I think there are improvements proposed for Taft Road.
Gary, that's for the Taft Road reconstruction project next year.
That's where I got confused when she said that, because the traffic study I'm aware of was done when the preliminary plan for this was done back in 2001. And that's what I referred to at the last meeting, that the simple paragraph, and I think Councilor Ryback read that tonight, that in the SEQR resolution, it's basically...
Please don't read that again.
Okay, I won't. But the bottom line is that... I'm sorry, can I finish?
There's going to be improvements on Taft Road, and there's going to be in next year, in 2008. Is that what Ms. Cole was referring to?
There's going to be improvements on Taft Road. I can't tell you the time frame, because right now, I understand those plans are still preliminary.
And those improvements on Taft Road will require a traffic study?
I believe the work for that's been done.
That's what I thought.
By the county's engineers and employees. I mean, the traffic study that is pertinent to this zone change is the traffic study that was done when the original preliminary plan went in for this project. And that is the traffic study that the county is saying is adequate, and they do not have any problems relative to this proposed zone change.
That's the third time you said it, Mr. Canarelli, and I understand that. However, I am not convinced. The confusion remains, and I am not convinced. So where are we in this discussion?
Well,
I have a motion and a second on the floor, Mr. Supervisor.
Yes, sir.
Can I make one entry, Mr. Supervisor? Believe it or not, Taft Road is quite a few miles long. There is a project commonly known as the Benderson Pyramid Project, which is at the corner of 81, down near 81, between 81 and Church Street.
That's where the DMV is located,
That's
right?
correct. There has been a traffic study called for that project in the area of Church Street and Taft Road.
Is that where the building went in?
That's correct. The county has asked for a new traffic study for that project, and the planning board has asked for a project study. It's nowhere near Hancock Air Park. That's located down at the corner of Thompson Road. So there are two different issues here, I believe.
Wow, thank you for that clarification. It took quite a while to get it out.
Someone asked, it's amazing what you can receive. The point is, the Pyramid Benderson project is a very large project. There are questions that have evolved since we just received the report a week ago. Mr. Canarelli's office delivered it to me, and it was delivered to the planning board, dispute some of the comments given. So I think we have two separate issues here. The Hancock Park traffic is apparently resolved with the letter from the county, and the Benderson Pyramid project traffic question has not been resolved. In my opinion, one does not affect the other.
And my motion does not touch upon the second.
And it does not, sir.
Mr. Moreno?
Well, I think I'm going to vote no.
Mr. Radke?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Corral?
Yes.
Mr. Dzinski?
Yes, number 13.
Hold on. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Oh.
Secondly, I move that we adopt the zone change for sections of Hancock Air Park to the General Commercial Plus as presented.
Second.
Mrs. Moreno?
Consistent with my first vote, I vote no.
Mr. Radke?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes. Number 13, Chris?
Yes, I move that we accept the resignation of Robert Zacco in the Highway Department as of October 19, 2007,
Motion to approve as presented.
with regret, please.
Second.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?